Good morning, students. Let us continue first year accountancy concepts. We have completed up to 8 concepts. That means up to liabilities we have covered. Now the lecture is from 9th to 19th concepts. Ninth one, drawings. Draw means if you go to the bank, we will draw some amount. That means it is nothing but receiving. In simple way, we may call drawings as amount of cash. It may be for personal use. Drawings are for personal used cash or goods of properties of the proprietor. So drawings belongs to the cash. It is for his personal use. It may be in the form of cash or goods value of proprietor are known as drawings. 10th one, debtors. Asset in balance sheet. So the debtors will be shown as an asset in balance sheet. If you prepare the balance sheet, it comes under the heading of debtors. So it is nothing but an asset. It was shown as the asset in balance sheet. Benefit receiver, debtor. In simple way, as per the pronunciation, it will be called as debtor. One who owes, that means the person who gives money or goods or services are known as debtors. So creditors, who gives benefit to us are known as the creditor. It will be shown as the liability in balance sheet. So the creditors are the lenders or givers. So like that, if you borrow some money from the person X, he will be called as the creditor. So it is shown under the part of liability in balance sheet. So the creditors are nothing but lenders or the giver. Next, 12th one, purchases. Amount of goods put in business are known as purchases. The purchases are two types. The first one is known as cash purchase or cash purchases. The second one is known as the credit purchases. If you put the cash for receiving the amount, or the purchases are nothing but the buyings. So if you put an amount in the form of goods are known as the purchases. So in business, generally we purchase goods and sell goods for an profit. So the purchases are may two kinds. The cash purchase, if you put cash and purchase the goods or services, it is known as the cash purchase. So if you are having the facility of credit, we will buy the goods for the credit and we will purchase on the basis of credit and we will resell it for the cash. So or you may resell it to the cash or credit. So the purchases, it is a very good concept in business firm. Sales. Sales. Cash sales and credit sales are two types of sales. So the sales may be the goods or the services. The sales may be for the cash or the sales may be for the credit. Sales, by sale only, the purchaser or the business owner gets the profit or loss. So it should be available for a certain price. That price is known as the sales. And the 14th one, stock. Generally, we heard the word stock. If you demand a good, it may be ready for sale. That concept is known as stock. So, at the final also, we will have some stock which goods unsold is also known as stock. The stock may be of two kinds. The first one is known as opening stock. If you start the business, at the time of starting business, the stock which is available is known as the opening stock, and the closing stock. So while you are closing the business, if there is any stock, it is known as the closing stock. So it is a period of deviation. So stock is nothing but the storing of goods, or the store of goods is known as the stock. The 15th concept, revenue. Revenue is nothing but an income. Income from sale of goods are known as revenue. In the same way, earnings from interest or the dividend, or if you get the commission, these are all the forms of revenue. So revenue is nothing but the income, and it will be earned from sale of goods or earning from interest. If you put an investment, we will receive the interest. So dividend, what is the dividend? Dividend is the new concept. So the income generated from shares are known as the dividend. Share is nothing but the division of capital into a small units. It is known as dividend. The return for the share is known as the dividend. When the company gets the profit, for the shareholders it will distribute the amount. That amount is known as dividend or commission. So generally, after receiving a particular amount of sale, the owner or the consignor will allow some percent of commission. It is known as the commission. It is the income, or it is the revenue. Next, 16th one, expense. Expense is nothing but the expenditure or expenditures. Example, purchase of raw materials. We will invest something, or we will spend something amount. It is known as purchase of raw materials. So if you run the business, so we should pay the salaries to the staff. So the salary payments are the best example for the expenses, and the wages are also the example for the expense. So in simple, expenses are nothing but the spendings for running our business smoothly. Income, the next concept is known as income. Difference between revenue and expenditure is known as income. So it is the difference between receipts, wages, gain, profit, or earnings are the various forms of income. So if you get receipts, or if you get wages, if you work hard, it is the example for the income. Voucher, written document in support of a transaction is known as voucher. If you go to the bank, we will fill the voucher. It is the proof of a transfer or transaction. The examples are cash receipt, invoice, cash memo, bank pay-in slip, etc. It is must for the audit the accounts. The final one is known as receipts. Acknowledgement for